Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming. And today is a good day here at Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. And as you probably all well know, we have a lot of issues going on, not just here in Sarasota County, but throughout our state with heroin and opiate issues, and we're trying to save some people's lives. So today I'm joined by State Representative Julio Gonzalez, an orthopedic surgeon and sponsor of the Emergency Treatment and Recovery Act signed by Governor Scott this past summer. I also have Lisa Brandy here with us today, president of Brandy's Wish Foundation, who testified before the Quality Health Committee in March, and one of the people responsible for making the legislative body aware of the issues that we're dealing with here throughout the state and this law that went through. Both these people are at the forefront of the fight to prevent drug poisonings and overdose deaths from heroin and other opiate drugs. Sarasota County, as most of our places in our state and our coastlines here, does have a heroin overdose problem. In the past 3 months, from July to September, deputies in the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office responded to 55 opiate overdoses. 5 of them were deaths. Throughout my administration, we have maintained that law enforcement is not always a solution to drug problems. So we did, like we did with prescription drugs and are doing here today, we're taking a multi-pronged approach to this epidemic we have here in Sarasota County. While we have provided addiction recovery resources in the Sarasota County Jail, including full-time 24/7 addiction recovery housing inside our jail for people who are addicted to opiates, deputies are still responding to overdose calls. But detectives follow up with survivors and families to provide information on treatment and recovery once we leave those calls. Throughout this community, as well as everywhere else, hopefully in the state, materials that we provide show signs of overdose so friends and family members know what to do. So we're giving them information so people can recognize if a friend or family member who is having an overdose and how to react to it in an emergency while we're hoping they call 911. This information is also provided to inmates as they are released from the Sarasota County Jail. We launched as a public service announcement earlier this year about our heroin problem, which cites the Good Samaritan law, and we encourage people to call 911 without fear of punishment so we can come and help individuals who are having overdoses. Today is a new way we hope to bring life-saving intervention to each overdose that we respond to. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office will now be the first law enforcement agency in the state of Florida to equip deputies with naloxone auto-injectors for emergency treatment of known or suspected overdose abuses. Thanks to Representative Gonzalez, we have now received a donation of 400 auto-injectors from Kilo Makers of the first and only FDA-approved product. Deputies may be the first responders on the scene of these overdoses, and we want them to be fully equipped to help save the life of somebody experiencing an opiate overdose before additional medical help arrives. I'm proud of the Sheriff's Office and where we go with these things. We recognize that arresting people is not the cure for addiction, and we're happy to have these auto-injectors that will be placed in patrol cars when deputies receive their training. We understand preventing overdose deaths does not automatically mean the patient will overcome addiction, but it gives them and their family an opportunity to enter into addiction recovery programs. I'm going to ask Representative Gonzalez to make a couple statements, and Lisa's here. We'll let her make some statements, and then we're going to open it up and let y'all take some questions. Representative Gonzalez.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you all for being here. I'm very grateful that you all are here and bringing attention to this very momentous event and momentous development. From my standpoint, I want to thank Majority Leader Dana Young, who first reached out to me to let me know that she thought that this was an incredible opportunity for somebody with some unique skills to move this bill forward. And I hope that she feels that she chose wisely. At least we got the bill passed. Also, Ray Pilon, who is not with us here today, but Representative Pilon was very instrumental in helping me move the bill forward. So being particularly that he is from our area, I need to acknowledge his good work regarding this bill. I took on this endeavor because I knew it would save lives. This is truly a very palpable, very concrete, very real opportunity for the legislature to enact legislation that will allow not just the sheriffs, not just the first responders, but friends and families of individuals who are afflicted with the terrible disease that is opioid addiction and multi-substance addictions, to actually be in an opportunity to save either their loved one's lives or a fellow human being's life. And although this is an incredible opportunity to intervene in the process of dying and bring somebody back to life, it is, like Sheriff Knight alluded, I think it's the first step. It's the first step in interceding and trying to bring that person into a system and into a treatment scenario where maybe we can change a life for the better and make somebody who had a lot of people potentially relying on him or her a productive member of society. So for me, the motivation was purely that. I recognize that, just like I thanked some of the legislators, I recognize that this effort could not have come forth if it wasn't for the people at Kaleo who came up with the idea. This is an incredible statement of private industry identifying a problem, having the motivation to solve that problem, and going ahead and developing a way to solve it. And the problem was simply this. We have a medicine called naloxone, Narcan for us who work around hospitals. We have that medicine. We know how to use it. We use it all the time. We've been using it for years. The problem is, how do people who may not be trained in starting an IV or who may not be trained in advanced cardiac or trauma life support, how do people get the opportunity to save that life? And the people at Kaleo and some other companies are coming out with other devices as well, or other solutions, devised a way to allow that to be delivered in a prepackaged way, in a safe way, in a simple way, to allow that intervention to take place. And they developed that solution. And if it wasn't for their vision, I don't think I'd be having a law to pass. So whatever kudos we have here for those of us who tried to push it forward, and Sheriff Knight for trying to implement it here in the great and beautiful Sarasota County. There's also great acknowledgement to be made to all the engineers, the pharmacologists, all the people who put their minds together, identified a problem, and worked to solve it. There was one report that really motivated me in Boston. In one quarter, a newspaper article said that they saved 299 lives in one quarter. So I believe that similar results will take place here in Florida, and some of those results will take place here in Sarasota County. And for each one of those events, there will be a family that will be very grateful that this medicine and this law was available to save their loved one's life. And so I'll close. I'll just get out. I've already spoken too much, but I will stop by saying, look, I thank the sheriff, and I thank all the brave men and women who get in harm's way to save lives, and this is an extension for that. So with that, whatever little contribution I may have had to helping you all do your job, and do your job in a very concrete and real way to essentially change the lives of other people for the better, then I'm happy to have done it. But I know that the rest of the chore is in your good hands and your good judgment, and I thank you for being here. Thank you very much for being here.
I'd like to introduce Lisa Brandy, and for people who are new here, Lisa is an advocate, and she was a mother who lost her child. So I'm going to ask Lisa to make a couple comments about her thoughts on this, and thank her for everything she's done to help prepare us.
On behalf of so many mothers like myself, I know I speak from their hearts in saying thank you. Thank you for knowing that every life matters, and thank you for all the work that you put into getting this bill passed. As Representative Gonzalez and Sheriff Knight said, this antidote reverses overdose. And in a mother's situation or a father's situation, so many overdoses occur at home. And this bill, this particular product that Evzio created, makes it a very real possibility to save a life. The fact that our officers are now going to be able to do that as first responders is critical. We have somebody overdose every 4 minutes, and I get emotional. So every 4 minutes, and those persons, those people belong to a family, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. And to give this product out, to have your first responders be able to come and save a life, it really is a testimony to what we believe in Sarasota County, that every life matters, that the proactive position you've taken in helping everybody. So thank you, from a mother's point of view, for caring enough about everybody in this town and throughout Florida, and helping us keep them alive in the hopes that they'll receive treatment and continue to live. Because, as I said in the statement, if they're dead, and I know that sounds harsh, there's no chance of recovery. There's no chance to live. So thank you.